Good morning. So again, it's English time with Teacher Mitch. All right. So before we start, let's take a look with these sentences. So let's read. Jane has always loved fashion. Jane announced that Jane wants to go to fashion school. So the name Jane here is repeated thrice, right? It sounds redundant and sometimes very annoying to repeat the word or noun again and again. Now let's try to change the sentence. So it will become Jane has always loved fashion. She announced that she wants to go to fashion school. Sounds better, right? Okay, so this morning we're going to talk some words that replace the noun to avoid repetition. All right. So this morning we're going to talk about pronoun. I know you already know what is pronoun and the different kind of pronouns, where and when to use them. But today is going to be different because we will go deeper on each kinds. We are going to study also some of the rules using pronouns, but before that, let's all watch this.
Oh yeah, now listen up. Pronouns take the place of nouns. I, he, she, we, they, you, it. Sally baked cupcakes, Sally gave me one. Sally baked cupcakes, she gave me one. The pronoun she takes the place of the noun. Sally. Liz and Ray play tag. Liz and Ray had fun. Liz and Ray play tag. They had fun. The pronoun they takes the place of the nouns. Liz and Ray. Possessive pronouns show belonging. Oh yeah. My, his, her, our, their, your, whose, its. Jason lost Jason's ball. Jason lost his ball. The pronoun his takes the place of the noun. Jason. An indefinite pronoun tells you something that is not definite or exact. Anyone, everything, no one, everybody, the whole class must leave now. Everybody must leave now. The pronoun everybody takes the place of the noun. Class. Pronouns take the place of nouns. Oh yeah!
Did you like the song? So the song say it all. What is pronoun and what are some kinds of pronoun? So what do you need to understand about pronoun? So first, you have to know what is pronoun. What are the types or kinds of pronoun? What are the uses of pronouns? And what are the basic rules in using pronoun? All right. So again, pronouns make up a small subcategory of nouns. The distinguishing characteristic of pronouns is that they can be substituted for other nouns. For instance, if you are telling a story about your sister Jane, the story will begin to sound repetitive if you keep repeating Jane over and over again, right? So this is where we need to use pronoun. Alright, so today we will be discussing some kinds of pronoun. There are different kinds of pronoun, but what I'm going to discuss are commonly used pronouns. Okay, so first we have personal pronoun, demonstrative, indefinite, relative, and interrogative pronouns. Okay. So again, pronoun is a word used as a substitute for a noun to avoid repetition of the same noun. So pronoun, it can take a place of a subject word. So like for example, I, you, he, she, it, we, they. Alright? And it can take also the place of object word. So we have me, you, him, her, it, us, them. And it can take the place of possessive word. Like for example, my, mine, your, yours, his, hers, its, our or ours, and their. Okay. So let's discuss first what is antecedent. Okay, so pronouns are versatile. The pronoun it, like for example, can refer to just about anything, like a bike, a tree, a movie, a feeling. That's why you need an antecedent. So when we say an antecedent, it is a noun or a noun phrase that you mention at the beginning of a sentence or a story and later on replace it with a pronoun. Okay? So let us check some examples below. So look at Handrel. Handrel is a naughty boy. So look at Handrel, he is a naughty boy. So our antecedent here is Handrel and our pronoun is he. Okay? Next, the teacher likes apple a lot. So apple here is not a fruit. It's a name of a person. Apple did a good performance during the practice. The teacher likes Apple a lot. She did a good performance during the practice. So Apple, antecedent, and she is our pronoun. All right. Okay, so there are few different types of pronouns and some pronouns belong to more than one category. So first, we're going to discuss personal pronouns. Okay, so this stands directly for names of persons, places, things, and ideas. And of course, we have the first person. So it is the one who is speaking or talking, the speaker. Okay, and the second person, the listener, and the third person is the one you are talking about. All right. So for singular first person, we have the I or me, my, mine. And for singular, or rather for second person, you have the you, your, yours. Okay? And for the third person, you have the she for girl, her, hers, he, him, his, it, its. Okay? So next we have, so these are some examples of personal pronouns. So I, you, we. Okay? They, you, he, she, and it. So those are personal pronouns and very common pronouns. So again, personal pronouns are always specific and are often used to replace a proper noun. So like for example, someone's name or a collective group of people or things. So here are some examples. He served as the municipal mayor for 3 consecutive terms. So our pronoun or personal pronoun is he. Okay. They participated in the ousting of the abusive barangay leader. So they is our personal pronoun. I don't want to leave this house anymore. Okay, so I is the personal pronoun. Jack and David are friends. They play basketball together, so they is our personal pronoun which refers to Jack and David. Alright, so we also have compound forms of personal pronouns. So we have the reflexive and the intensive. So in my previous lesson, we already talked about reflexive and intensive. So when we say reflexive, if they are in the predicate of a sentence and refer back to the subject. So reflexive, it only refers to the subject. And for intensive, it is just giving emphasis for the subject. And it is not necessary in a sentence. You can omit intensive in a sentence without changing the meaning or the thought of the sentence. So examples are yourself, myself, themselves, herself, and more. So those are compound pronouns, reflexive, and intensive. So now let's have demonstrative pronouns. So these are pronouns that point out people or objects. So we have four kinds of demonstrative pronouns. So we have the this, that, and those. So here, for singular, we are using this for near and that for far. And for plural, we are using this and those. Okay, so this for near and those for far. Okay, so that is demonstrative pronoun. All right. So here are some examples. So this is my community. Next. Those political ideologies came from the impeached president. Next we have, these are cakes and those are burgers. The this and the those. Okay, so this is my present from my uncle. Next we have, that is the sound of a factory siren. Alright, so those are examples of demonstrative pronoun. It points out people or objects, and there are four kinds of demonstrative pronouns. So now let's have indefinite pronouns. So here you can call or point out someone or something without being specific. So an indefinite pronoun can stand for singular, plural, or at times for both. So verbs should agree with this. Okay, so here are some examples. I have eaten everything in my fridge. So do you know what is inside her fridge? Alright, so I need to find something. I have nothing for breakfast. Anything would be okay. So again, indefinite pronouns don't point out nouns. So we use them when an object doesn't need to be specifically mentioned. Alright, so the word everything, something, nothing, and anything are examples of indefinite pronouns. Alright. So here are some examples of indefinite pronoun. So we have all, anybody, any, everyone, anyone, someone. Both, each, everybody, nobody, somebody. Okay? So here are some sentences. Somebody must rule the people. So the word somebody. Next we have everything was told prior to the meeting. So that is everything. Next, something is wrong there. So that is something. Next, we have few of the leaders are honest. So that is few. Everyone in the class has read the novel. So that is everyone. So again, indefinite pronouns does not point out anything or anyone. Okay. So now we have a relative pronoun. So relative pronoun make up another class of pronouns. So they are used to connect relative clauses or dependent clauses to independent clauses. Often, they are introduced additional information about something mentioned in the sentence. So relative pronouns include the that, the what, which, who, whom, and whose. Alright, so traditionally, who refers to people, which and that refers to animals or things, and whose refers to, that is possessiveness, where, a place, when, that is time. Okay, so let's have some examples. So here are some examples. So first, the driver who ran the stop sign was careless. So our relative pronoun is who, which refers to the driver. Okay. Next, we have this is the house which belongs to my great grandfather. So which refers to house. Okay, or give another information about the house. Next, this is the letter box that I was talking about. So our relative pronoun is that, which refers to box. Okay. A chair is a piece of furniture which we use for sitting. Okay. Which. Next, we have Jack is the boy whose sister is a famous tennis player. So whose is a relative pronoun. All right. Now we have interrogative pronouns. So it asks questions. Okay. So here are some examples. See, we also have the which, the where, the how, why, what, who, when. So do not be confused with relative pronoun and interrogative pronoun. So the main difference is relative pronoun introduces a dependent clause and it is found at the middle of the sentence, while interrogative pronouns usually found at the beginning and it introduces a question. Okay, so let's have some examples. So here are some examples of interrogative pronouns. So first, who are the elected officials? So who? It asks questions. What are the problems that came out because of the leader's negligence? So what? Next, whom were you speaking to? So your rather interrogative pronoun is whom, and who is there at the door. All right. So whom and who are often confused, and even native speakers will use them incorrectly. So here, who will replace the subject of a sentence, whereas whom will replace the direct or indirect object. Again, who will replace the subject of the sentence, while whom will replace the direct or indirect object. Okay? All right. So we are done with 5 kinds of pronouns, and now let's discuss the 5 easy rules and tips to help you avoid mistakes with pronouns. So first rule, a personal pronoun agrees with the noun it replaces. So if your noun is singular, you have to use the singular pronoun. If your noun is plural, you have to use the plural pronoun. Okay, so here are some examples. Those cars are nice. Okay, so they look expensive. So they refers to those cars. They are plural. Okay, next. John works hard. He will do well. Okay, John, he. All right, next we have that woman is my teacher. Do you know her? So her refers to that woman. All right, next we have my friend and I are going shopping. Like to join us? Okay, so friends and I, we replace it with us. So rule number 2, we have do not place an adjective before a personal pronoun. A subject personal pronoun can have an adjective after the verb. So we have some exceptions. So like for example, the fixed phrases like poor me or lucky you. And here it is wrong to say handsome him, red them. So that is wrong. Also, beautiful she, dangerous it, clever they. So those are wrong. Okay, so instead you have to say she looked beautiful, it was dangerous, they are clever. So if you have noticed, the adjective is placed after the verb. All right, okay. So now let's have the rule number 3. So pronouns never have an apostrophe except indefinite pronoun to make it possessive. Alright? So here, do not add an apostrophe to possessive pronouns like hers, ours, theirs. Okay? So if you see an apostrophe, you are looking at a contraction. So like for example, the red bag is hers and the blue bag is ours. So here, do not add apostrophe with hers and apostrophe for ours. So our apostrophe s, that is wrong. Okay? So it will become contraction. So like for example, his finished. So the pronoun his here is not a pronoun, but it is, the pronoun his here is not a possessive pronoun, but it is a contraction, he and is. Okay? It started. So it here is a contraction of the word it and has. Alright? So never put an apostrophe with possessive pronouns. Okay, so instead you have to add an apostrophe s for indefinite pronoun to make it possessive. So like for example, everybody's house. So everybody apostrophe s house. So it shows possession. Somebody's coat rather. So somebody apostrophe s coat. So again, you have to add apostrophe s for indefinite pronoun to make it possessive. All right. So next we have rule number 4. So here, rule number 4, my is not a pronoun in this is my bag. So the word my here describes the bag. Therefore, it is a possessive determiner and not a pronoun. Okay? So, in a sentence, this bag is mine. The word mine here replaces my bag. Therefore, it is a real pronoun. So, you have to be careful. A pronoun replaces a noun. Okay, so here, is this your car? So, your here is a possessive determiner. Where are our keys? That is possessive determiner. Joe sold his car. Possessive determiner. Okay? Here, he took my hand in his. That is possessive pronoun because his replaced he. Okay? She loved her work. So again, it is a possessive determiner. I agreed to wait for her. Now it is personal pronoun. Okay, so you have to be careful and always remember that pronoun replaces a noun. All right. So rule number 5, don't put yourself first. So this is not a question of grammar, but just manners. Okay. So it is a good manners to put the other person before you. So you cannot say, or rather, my wife and I are going swimming. So not I and my wife. Okay? So Ram, Tara, and I went home. So do not put yourself first like I, Ram, and Tara. Okay? Next, this is for you and me, not this is for me and you. That is wrong. Okay? They took John and me, not they took me and John. Do you understand? Okay. All right. So that is all for today. For your ILT, please read your book pages 300 to 303. Okay? So goodbye everyone. Have a nice day.